How many of y'all can get the Trump phone? You all saw this? You all saw the Trump phone deal?
The Trump phone?
Yeah, it's a gold phone that he has. It's $47.45. Because that's, he's the 47th president. He's also the 45th president. So it's $47.45 a month.
Okay.
And apparently this phone's going to be made in America. That's and all the tech dudes are like, there's no fucking way to make a phone like that in America. Absolutely not. Without that phone costing $3,000, right?
It's like, what do you mean gold? Like gold plated?
Yeah, it's a gold plated phone. It's a gold phone.
So you buy it and then the bill is only $47.45 a month?
Yeah, the bill is $47.45 a month. Oh, let me show you. It's a gold fucking phone. Trump phone.
Man.
Dude, Trump is making bank.
This dude, that dumbass phone.
This dude, see there?
So is it like a knockoff of an iPhone?
Anytime soon, despite what you heard from the
Okay, let's see.
president's son.
Making phones in America is about...
Okay. Oh, God. Ready to go. You might be at a war with Iran, too, but that's a different story.
Phone probably won't be made in America anytime soon, despite what you heard from the president's son.
Making phones in America. It's about time we bring products back to our great country.
Experts are skeptical the phone can be built in the U.S. in time for a September launch, mostly because many components still come from overseas and the U.S. lacks the necessary plants and labor. Two experts also tell us the Trump Mobile T1 looks very similar to a phone made by a manufacturer based in China. That phone is the Revel 7 Pro 5G, a device that was sold in the U.S. through T-Mobile and is made by a China-based company called WingTech. You can actually even find that phone on Amazon. It's common for brands to work with companies like WingTech on general phone designs that they can then modify and sell under their own brand, although there's no direct evidence linking Trump's phone to WingTech or any other Chinese manufacturer. The Trump Organization and WingTech did not respond to CNN's request for comment. Trump has been pushing for tech companies like Apple and Samsung to make their phones in the U.S. The upcoming T1 phone, which the Trump Organization says will be designed and built in the U.S., reinforces that pressure.
$47.45 a month. That's going to be interesting.
Whatever, man.
I mean, he might be able to pull it off. He might be able to...
That shit's like Boost Mobile.
No, it's going to be like Boost Mobile, like Mint Mobile. It's going to be like that kind of phone. But $47 is high. Because I think Ryan Reynolds is like what? Mint Mobile is like... They got a $15 plan, $16 plan?
Yeah, come on, you guys. Like, nobody's going to do that shit. And if you do... No comment.
So that phone's going to sneak all your passwords. I'm curious, what's up, Arkansas? What's up?
Hey, Arkansas.
Arkansas in the house.
That phone is gonna like secretly take money out of your bank account and invest in Trump coin.
I hope you're feeling better, Arkansas. She said she was sick for a little bit.
I hope you're feeling better too. Bozak said he went to the protest to try to pick up chicks.
I see this.
Who picks up chicks at a protest?
No, but where would you? That's where you want to pick up chicks.
No.
What do you mean? Chicks are there angry and you be like, hey girl, I love your side.
They're angry.
What's your name? Yeah, you
They don't want to talk to your ass.
Did you go to the protest?
No, I didn't go to the... I wasn't about to get tear gas.
You would not have...
I would have gotten trampled.
You would not have done well during the civil rights movement. You understand that?
I would have been in the house. I'm sorry.
You wouldn't have... You would have not fought for civil rights?
I would have been in the house watching my baby brothers and sisters.
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
Protecting the younger kids.
Yeah, okay.
Somebody has to watch the kids while the adults are marching. Where's the child supervision?
Okay, all right, okay.
Exactly. I would have played my role.
So you've been like a house Negro.
I would have played my role, y'all, of course.
You'd have been like a house Negro.
Power to the people. You know? Until I get my summer tan, then they would have kicked me out of the house. They would have been like, oh, she done got too dark. She gotta go now. She can come back in the wintertime.
So all the family cares about is getting money. ICE is coming quick. I need my parents.
Shit is
What up, Eddie? What up, Eddie? What up?
Hey, Eddie.
What up? Dude, ICE still raiding farms, you know.
If you had a friend that was like, I don't have my papers, Sky, I need to like lay low in your place for a little while. Can I stay here with my 3 kids and my wife? Would you house them? Do you get in trouble for housing people that
It depends. Okay.
Because you and Emma probably can't really risk it too much because y'all barely are.
Okay. Here's the thing. Okay. If Trump wanted to, because I told you all he could do this with Elon Musk. Like Elon Musk and Melania, actually the majority, a significant number of immigrants, when they're in the process of getting straight, because you call it like getting straight, that's slang for like, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like getting your papers and all that stuff, right? When they're in process, a lot of dudes be working under the table illegally and shit like that, right? So when you go for your citizenship and they ask you questions, have you ever done this? Have you ever worked illegally? Have you ever done that, right? And you said no. That's technically a lie, okay? I did not work illegally, by the way, because I wanted every dot fucking crossed. But I'm just saying, so if you were one of those people, and let's just say you have a friend who's illegal and you brought him in your house, that ICE was specifically looking for. So he would have to be more of a criminal alien more than anything else, right? In your house.
But they didn't import so many people that aren't criminals.
I know, because when they come to a house, if they're looking for Tim and they got 10 other people in there who are illegal, dude, you're all gone. That's how it is. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, I have a feeling that at some point, there's going to be someone out there who's a citizen. There's going to be someone out there who's a citizen, naturalized.
Yeah.
And they can look at something that happened in their past and then revoke their citizenship. He has not done that yet. But when he does that one, that's gonna be big, because a lot of people gonna go, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
How was I supposed to fucking survive? What did y'all want me to do? Just like eat scraps out of the trash can while I'm waiting on my fucking citizenship? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
but it doesn't work like that. They don't care.
It takes a long time to get your citizenship if you don't fucking get married, you know? Like,
yeah, but I mean, but this,
so what are you supposed to do?
This wouldn't be getting your citizenship. This would be like, because there's a process.
Your green card,
your green
whatever.
card. This would be in the process of getting the green card. Yeah, but that's the thing. You're not supposed to work. That's the rule.
So what do you do? Starve to death while you're waiting on your green card?
Yeah, but you can't look at it from that perspective. You have to think, this is America. You're asking to come in. You have to follow whatever rules they set. No matter how hard those rules are. You got to follow the fucking rules.
Okay, so then what would you have done?
Well, I mean, I made it fucking work.
I know, but let's say like you were waiting to get your green card and you didn't have like, you weren't legally allowed to work. What would you have done?
And I needed the money?
Would you have like picked up odd jobs that technically aren't like illegal?
I mean, I would have had to do an illegal job somewhere underneath the table. But the beauty of underneath the table is that this would require...
It's not documented.
Right.
Yeah.
So Trump would have to go and find the employer involved with this and go down the line.
Yeah.
Now, let's be very clear though. If he wanted me specifically, right?
He would do that.
He like if he wanted like a specific person that was a fucking problem, they could go back. They could have the FBI follow every step of your life until they find the illegal shit and then fucking get you out. You know what I mean? But that hasn't happened yet. If you see that one happen, you can see some people on the fucking street. You think the last march is big? This one will be bigger, because now dudes who have papers will be like, well, shit, this motherfucking coming.
The No Kings March was like...
I know it's huge.
Did you see Donald Trump's parade, his birthday parade?
Yeah, I mean,
Wah, wah, wah.
but the U.S. is not going to be good at military parades. No, think about that for a second.
Whack.
When you watch North Korea march, that's all that they do. The Navy, the Marines have a drill team that's very popular, right? Like if you watch, what's the Tom Cruise movie name with Jack Nicholson? You Can't Handle the Truth. A Few Good Men.
Okay.
If you watch the Marines drilling in that's some heavy shit, but that's a drill team. That's very specific. But we don't have large numbers of dudes who march around goose stepping and all that, because those dudes, to get as good as they are in North Korea and in Russia and some of these other countries, they have to do that every fucking day. That's all they do. We don't do that. Our soldiers train to fight or train to specific jobs, not fucking doing a parade, you know? Sky underneath the table. It's unemployed, but that stocks, they're cool. Yeah. I mean, look, this.
All I know is there's a lot of people working in somebody's kitchen at somebody's restaurant getting paid underneath the table.
Yeah, tons.
You
can go to
almost every kitchen in America probably has.
You could go to any big restaurant in America for the most part.
Yes.
And find someone there who is not legal.
Exactly.
So, and they were doing that.
Yes.
That's what they were going around.
Yeah.
But when they do that, the restaurant pretty much out of business until they can figure out a way to fill that. And it's so hard to fill positions.
Yeah, because don't nobody want to do that job.
I know, dude.
Nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to be a dishwasher.
Yeah. Like the kitchen, I told you all this the new technique businesses use. Okay, so like in the beginning with the Naughty Pig, we were selling like pizza slices and like Justin and Wade would work in the kitchen and shit like that. And then we start hiring like cooks and stuff, right? And dude, these motherfuckers would come and work one shift and never come back. You know? And so you sitting there waiting on the kitchen to open and no one's showing up. So the way we do it now is if you have a food truck or something like that, and we like, hey, like, look here, you want to do a kitchen?
Yeah.
Take over the kitchen. We don't give a fuck. Do whatever you want.
Collab,
So they do that independently. So any employees in there are not ours. It's theirs. So they're checking the citizenship on all of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That got you. That makes sense. But
that's hard to do. You have to find someone who wants to do that.
I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people who have food trucks that want to get into a real kitchen.
Yeah, I mean, like
it's a great way to like.
Some, but not all the time.
Especially
because if you have a food truck in the right place, that's already like great. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, like Burger Guys.
Yeah.
Have you been? Have you had Burger Guys?
Mm-mm.
It's like this vegan burger place. That shit is so fucking good, yo. That shit.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. All the hotels, all the restaurants, all the well, I mean, there are no farms in LA really, but all the farm workers, dude. So many illegal people power this economy. It's crazy, and you can't just remove them and replace them with Americans. It's impossible.
Yeah.
Every building I live in since I've been in America.
Unless you're hiring a bunch of teenagers, because who else is gonna work for minimum wage?
Every building I've lived in since I've been in America, right? Whenever there's like a repair, like you call a landlord or something and be like, hey, fix this, fix that. The dudes coming out, for the most part, 99% of the time have been Latino, right? And one or two of them, like, you know, just based on, you could tell like, okay, this dude probably illegal. You know, I ain't trying to stereotype, I'm just saying, that's it. And it's a huge number of fucking people, man.
Sometimes the head chef.
Oh yeah, all the time. Dude,
the guy running the fucking kitchen, like,
dude,
don't even speak English.
So I know multiple people who've like remodeled their homes and shit, right? And whenever they do that, the head guy might be like Israeli or some shit like that, the contractor. But dude, all the employees, they always.
Alan told me that he picked up a whole bunch of random people off the street to build his balcony. And it's a nice balcony. The shit wraps around the house. You have a whole nice little view and shit.
Yeah.
He said at one point he walked out there to check on the progress and he saw them looking up YouTube videos on how to fucking do the shit. And he almost like, he was like a little freaked out. He's like, oh fuck, what did I do? Like maybe I should hire some real contractors. But they did a great job. And I bet he saved himself a lot of fucking money doing that shit.
I mean, yeah.
But you're not gonna see those guys outside of Home Depot no more willing to like help you move your whole house for very cheap.
No, you gotta have to call a company, and that's where the money starts. Because companies, when you call a moving company, because I use them Home Depot dudes before. I don't know if you all have ever done that. But most of my moves been them Home Depot guys. When you call a moving company though, this is how the moving companies go. Okay, how big is the place? How many rooms? All right. Well, we have even if it's a small place, they still can tell you they have a 2-hour minimum. Yes, literally. Even though they can move the shit in like 1 hour, they'll be like, you have a 2-hour minimum. Actually, they now have a 3-hour minimum.
Should be expensive. It'd be fucking expensive.
Moving ain't cheap, dude. Unless you go with those Home Depot guys. Now with the Home Depot guys, you gotta watch them, make sure to take your private stuff and shit like that. Yeah. But they gonna be way fucking cheaper, you know? And they can sweat. Like when them dudes come to work, dude, they fucking work.
Yeah, because they want to get in and get out and get the next job. Yeah. These other moving dudes are probably just lollygagging, trying to drag out the fucking time so they can charge you for another hour.
Yeah. By the way.
And then they charge you for like mileage and fucking like whatever the fuck, how far they gotta drive.
Yeah, all that shit.
The size of the truck.
Oh shit, I just see Trump approves strikes on Iran privately. Oh shit, we at war with Iran.
World War III is
Oh
upon
my
us.
God. Trump privately approved attack plans for Iran, but has withheld final order. Okay, he hasn't done it yet. He's still feeling this shit out. Dude, his base is gonna be pissed because these dudes.
Oh, look at his toupee. It doesn't look too bad in this.
Would you leave that handsome man alone?
Look at his side part. Who styled him?
Melania. Okay, Trump told senior aides late Tuesday that he approved attack plans for Iran, but was withholding to see if Tehran would abandon its nuclear program. People familiar with the deliberation said Iran's well-defended Fort-Hour enrichment facility is possible for the U.S. to target. Okay, so let me tell you all this. So, Iran, for the last few years, right? I mean, for a while now.
Yeah.
They realize how vulnerable they are above ground. So they have this huge facility underneath a mountain that they've been building for a long time. Mm-hmm. It's all reinforced, right? So why Israel needs America? Well, firstly, we supply Israel with all the military stuff anyway. So saying Israel's at war without saying America's at war is disingenuous because that's all our equipment. And Trump have to approve it. You remember when Ukraine was fighting Russia and he stopped Ukraine from doing certain stuff? That's because they're American weapons. So he could do that to Israel, but he giving them the full go ahead. So he knew what they were going to do before they fucking did it. But they need us because we need to drop these 30,000 pound bombs. That's how fucking heavy it is. 30,000 pound bombs on this mountain that's going to start a hole. And then we have to come around a couple times and drop more to get down.
For what reason?
To get into that underground facility.
And then what, you're just gonna blow up the whole shit when you're down there?
Pretty much. But my thing with this Iran shit is this. If y'all remember, with Iraq, okay? I old enough to remember dudes come and they tell us these dudes had nuclear mobile facilities out in the desert that they were driving around in, making, these bombs, right? And after I watched the TV show Chernobyl, did you watch that? There's a TV show called Chernobyl talking about nuclear stuff, right? Dog, you can't fuck around in no mobile truck with... Everybody be dead of radiation.
Everybody should be fucking nuked.
Yeah, everybody be dead of radiation. Radiation be all over the desert. So that turned out to be complete bullshit. And Iraq did not have weapons of mass destruction. They might have had a plan to do it someday, but they weren't doing it. And so that Iraq shit didn't even need to happen. And now we going at Iran. And if the Iranian regime collapses, right? Like who replaces them? That country can go get embroiled in some civil war. It's going to be all fucked up. And remember, this is the most important point about Iran. Okay? The current government of Iran with the Ayatollahs and all the crazy shit he's doing and supplying weapons to Hezbollah and Hamas and the Houthis and all that, we fucking put them there. Did you know that? Mm-mm. They had a democratically elected government, but their government wanted to nationalize the oil industry and not have all these, and have the Iranian people like really own it and run it, right? Mm-hmm. And the West did not like that. So they kicked them out, leading to the Shah of Iran, who came in and he was willing to play ball with the West. Hey, do what y'all want to do. But he was super unpopular and eventually he got overthrown, which led to these dudes being there. You see what I'm saying? But up until that point, Iran was a democratic country. It was a democratically elected country up until we threw the dudes out. They had girls on the beach in bikini. If you look at old pictures of Iran, they got girls in bikinis on the beach. They were just like us.
Oh my God.
But we wanted their oil.
Oh no.
And we replaced their government, and this shit happened. So just because you remove them does not mean that you're not going to get another fucking psychopath.
Yeah.
Same thing with Putin. If you remove Putin, if you kill Putin. I'm not saying you can't defend your allies, right? But let's be very clear. Hold on, Bozak. The United States gives Ukraine weapons. They're not helping them bomb someplace. This is a step up. You know what I mean? This would now be pulling us into war with Iran.
Literally.
And we all got the bases in the Middle East. They can get fucking hit.
I did not want to be around for the Third World War. What the fuck?
But we overdue. So maybe we will all.
And you know what's really not fair is that that my grandma is completely healthy and she's 90 years old? You're saying this old lady has to live through segregation, the Great Migration, and the fucking World War III? And AI and the internet? Can we give it a rest can we chill?
No, I hear you. No, Bozak, I hear you, right? But I'm just saying, Ukraine and Israel are different. The U.S. supplies Ukraine weapons. And let's be clear, Trump does not like Ukraine. He's definitely way more pro-Russia than he is Ukraine. Because whatever he could do to hurt Russia, he doesn't do. He mostly hurts Ukraine. Like, you can't bomb this, you can't do this, you can't do that. So Ukraine kind of like on their own, depending on Europe more.
Damn.
With Israel's different. With Israel, they need us to drop these bombs.
Yeah.
So U.S. would be fully involved. And then when the civil war break out and start spreading and all that sort of stuff, then you're gonna need American soldiers on the ground.
What do you
and shit.
mean that we're like overdue though for a war?
Because the last one is like 80 fucking years ago.
Wasn't there just a war in Iraq like not long ago? Like
That ain't a world war though.
But a world.
Okay, and hold on, let's be clear. I think something like 4,000 or 5,000 U.S. soldiers died in Iraq during that war.
Yeah.
But that's not a world war. I'm not trying to trying to demean their lives or anything like that. I'm just saying that was a war between a very specific country. Those soldiers died because, they left they would have IEDs on the road and you pass by and the shit blow up. You know what I mean?
My brother was in the army and he saw a lot of that shit happening.
A lot of that wasn't like direct contact. Because if you take on the U.S. military head on, you can fucking die. They're going to be the best in the world at that shit. So Iraq got smart and started placing these bombs, right? Okay. Iraq was getting all that shit from Iran. Because, you had Iran right next door. Because when the U.S., not meaning to get too political, we can get off this in a second. With Iraq, right, the crazy thing about Iraq, and you have to take this in, is that most of the population are Shia Muslims, okay? Which is the same religion as Iran. But they were run by Sunni Muslims, which is what Saddam was. So you had this small percentage of the population running the fucking country, okay? And because he was Sunni, he was allied with the U.S. for a long time. But in but after a while, we kind of fell out when he did his little invasion and all that sort of shit, and that handed Iraq over to Iran because they had so much in common. So even though Iraq, we liberated them and they're supposed to be our ally, they're a lot closer to Iran than they are to fucking us. And once shit start happening, it's gonna be wild again. And you're gonna need soldiers on the fucking ground. And
where should I move to?
They probably ain't gonna be Israeli. I'm just saying.
Should I just go off the grid somewhere, get a little tiny house and drive to the Midwest and just live off of the land?
Yeah.
They're probably gonna attack all the major cities first, right?
No, but I don't think. we have to just watch this play out. This might not turn into a world war because everyone's looking for everyone thought Russia and Ukraine would turn into a world war. It still could, but we ain't there yet. And this is I don't know, but I think
there's so many factors. Though.
I just don't understand why we have to follow Israel into war. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, we giving y'all weapons. Why we gotta join in now? Because this is gonna put us really in.
Ryan said that's the problem, Shayla. America is a military state. There's a shift in power and all about funding. It's all about funding.
Yeah.
Shift in power.
Look, it's good for military stocks. If you got money and you want to buy stocks, definitely buy military shit.
Damn.
But shit spreads because you can't tell. Okay, we bomb Iran. And then who knows what they got? They bomb somewhere else. And now the shit's, it's just crazy. But what I'm saying is, MAGA is not with him on this. Tucker Carlson, Marjorie Taylor Greene, they all going.
How you piss off your own?
They all, because he came in saying that he's a uniter and he's here for peace. He doesn't want us involved in any more fucking wars. So why are we going into Iran? But we'll see. This is gonna be interesting. But if he authorizes this strike, this is not gonna go well for him.